I'm 72 and I went back to college. Here's how it went. I never thought I'd be saying this, but I went back to college at 72. Yes, 72. I live in Cedar Springs, Indiana, and for the last decade, my days were predictable. Baking pies, tending my garden, and gossiping politely with my neighbors. Life was quiet, safe, and frankly, boring. Then one rainy afternoon, I stumbled upon my old college yearbook, the one I never finished because, well, life. I flipped through the yellowed pages, and a strange thought popped into my head. Why not me? The next morning, I marched into the University of Indiana's continuing education office, cane in hand, and announced, I want to enroll. The young counselor blinked. Are you sure? About this. I stared at her. I've never been surer of anything in my life. The next weeks were a nightmare of technology. Passwords I didn't remember. Forms I couldn't figure out. And one embarrassing incident where I uploaded a picture of my cat in a graduation cap instead of my ID. Eventually, I got my acceptance letter. I was officially a college student. I wanted to scream with joy, but I only squeaked. Walking into my first lecture was like stepping onto another planet. My cane clicked across the polished floor as 50 pairs of eyes turned to stare at me. Phones came out, whispers spread. Is she a grandma? Yes, I am, I muttered under my breath, hoping they wouldn't shout it. I found a seat in the middle row, pulled out my notebook, and tried to disappear. And then, disaster struck. Somehow, I projected a photo of myself in a Halloween costume on the screen, a giant purple wig. Glitter everywhere. Silence. I wanted to vanish. Professor Daniels, a kind man with gray hair and a warm smile, said, tell us the story behind it. So I did. I talked about my late husband, our Halloween pranks, and how I'd always loved learning. By the end of the lecture, the room erupted in applause. Somehow, humiliation had turned into legend. Was assigned a study group of 3 students. Jenna, shy, sweet, and terrified of coding. Raj, a football player who barely passed English. Tom, a philosophy graduate student who asked deep, terrifying questions at 3 a.m. At first, they didn't take me seriously. I was the ancient member of the group, the grandma who probably shouldn't have been there. And then there was Evelyn Parker. Oh, Evelyn. A political science major with a competitive streak that could shatter glass. She looked at me the first day and decided I was a threat. No reason, just instinct. She started spreading rumors, quietly undermining me in group projects, and later tried to push me out of the Lifelong Learners Club. Life quickly became a whirlwind of challenges. The dance-off, I once accidentally joined a fraternity event thinking it was a history club meeting. One thing led to another, and suddenly I was in the middle of a dance-off, cane swinging, purple wig flying. The video went viral. The calculus disaster. I accidentally took an advanced calculus exam for which I had no prerequisites. I froze at first, then remembered life is about persistence. I used logic, intuition, and stubbornness. I didn't ace it, but I passed. Slang fails. I constantly misinterpreted modern slang. Wait, a meme isn't edible, or TikTok is a clock. My classmates found it hilarious and endearing. Through it all, I started to notice a strange phenomenon. Students began turning to me for advice. Not just academic advice, but life advice. I had become someone they trusted. Friendships grew stronger. Jenna's confidence soared as I helped her debug her code. Raj, surprisingly, started passing English. Tom became less terrifying and more like a younger brother I never had. Evelyn, however, escalated her drama. She started plotting small sabotages, claiming she had exclusive access to library resources I needed, whispering to professors that I got special treatment, and once, sneakily altering our group project draft. I caught her, of course, and calmly exposed her lies during a class discussion. That earned me a mix of respect and fear on campus. Then came Dr. Michael Carter, a history professor who looked like he walked straight out of a romance novel. Kind, intelligent, with a smile that made my heart flutter. He started tutoring me after class, and soon our study sessions turned into long coffees, long walks around campus, and gentle flirtation. For the first time in decades, I felt alive in a way I hadn't felt since my husband passed. Halfway through my second semester, life threw me a curveball. I fell seriously ill and spent 2 weeks in the hospital. I worried I would fail, that my friends would move on, that Evelyn would finally succeed in pushing me out, but they didn't. Jenna brought me notes and a digital guide. Raj delivered homework to my professors. Tom recorded lectures. Even Evelyn seemed to realize I wasn't going anywhere. I came back determined and finished the semester strong. Back on campus, I discovered new dramas. The student council election turned into a full-blown feud between Evelyn and another candidate. I got accidentally dragged in, giving a speech about integrity and perseverance. My words went viral online. A major campus festival almost collapsed due to rain. And I organized a last-minute indoor event that became a huge success. Students cheered, and I was unofficially dubbed the grandma who saves everything. 2 years later, the big day arrived. I walked across the stage, cane polished, cap firmly in place, Tassel swinging, students cheered, professors applauded, and even Evelyn clapped politely. Tom hugged me saying, "You've taught us more than we could ever teach you." Raj smiled through tears. Jenna promised to mentor younger students, paying forward what I had given her. I had done it. I hadn't just survived college, I had thrived, laughed, and maybe even sparked a little love along the way. Graduation didn't mean the end. I started a lifelong learners club on campus, gave talks about courage, curiosity, and age not being a limit, wrote a memoir, Never Too Late, full of humor and life lessons, mentored students, many of whom credited me for turning their college experience around. And yes, I even posted a few viral videos under Grandma College Chronicles, blending humor with advice. I realized something beautiful. It wasn't the diploma that mattered. It was the friendships, the laughter, the lessons learned, and the lives touched. Life doesn't measure success by age. It measures it by courage, curiosity, and the stubborn refusal to give up. At 72, I had proved that curiosity and determination are timeless, that life could start over at any age, that even a grandma could become a legend. Show up, take chances, laugh when things go wrong, and never, ever let age define your limits. I often tell students,